There are many reasons why you're not getting your meat to sear, but so-called overcrowding your pan isn't one of them. In this video, I'll tell you more about that. The first mistake people make when trying to sear meat is not patting it dry well enough. It's important to remove exterior moisture because it will form a protective layer around the meat, making the browning process more difficult, if not impossible, to achieve. I like to cut the links, but you don't have to. I cover with another paper towel and keep it in the fridge until I'm ready to use them. Now I'll turn the heat on medium-high and start to heat up the pan. The second mistake is to have a pan which is not hot enough. A good way of knowing if your pan is sufficiently hot is to quickly run your thumb on its surface. You can also sprinkle some water on it. If the drops form beads that dance on the surface, your pan is ready. If not, you need to wait some more. The third mistake is using too much oil. For searing anything, you need only a little oil. Otherwise, you will be shallow frying, not searing. All you need is a very thin film of oil, no more than that. When the pan and the oil are hot enough, I'll lay the sausages on it and leave them alone, which brings me to the fourth mistake, which is to do the opposite of what I just described. You can check from time to time to see if the meat is seared to your liking, but don't move the meat around because that stops the searing that's happening. When you've achieved your desired level, you can turn the meat over and repeat the previous steps of leaving the meat quiet in the pan. According to many people who write food blogs, I should not have been able to get any sear on these sausages because they were too close together, or overcrowded as they call it. Nevertheless, I did, because many of these people are full of hot air and don't have much actual cooking experience. Searing takes place when something is touched by a hot surface. It has nothing to do with how much air is circulating around it. If anything, it's better not to have a lot of uncovered surface, as that would cause the meat to steam cook, not sear. In the case of sausages or any other tubular meat things, you can keep turning them to brown them more evenly as I'm doing. Despite being seared, the sausages aren't cooked yet, so I'll add some water to the pan, but you can use beer, wine, stock, or any liquid of your choice. Then I cover the pan and turn the heat down to allow the sausages to cook through. A few minutes later, I check the temperature, because it's a very efficient way to make sure the food is safe to eat. For sausages, it should be 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 71 degrees Celsius. Not quite there yet, I'll give it another minute or so. It's a little over, but it's okay. Did you see how quickly I removed the thermometer? That's because, as everyone knows, removing the thermometer instantly stops the meat from cooking any longer. Now I turn the heat off and allow them to rest for 15 minutes before serving. While that's happening, I'll make a little sauce or condiment thing to eat them with. For that, I'm gonna mince some onion, and to remove some of the overbearing pungency from it, I rinse it in cold water. I'll leave it there to drain while I chop up some garlic. As I was saying in the previous video, I do remove the garlic germ if I'm using it raw, which is this case. And then it's chop chop chop. Now for some cherry tomato, but you can use any kind. I picked these up because they were more red and will look better on video. I squeeze the onion to get the excess water out, then place it in a bowl, followed by the garlic and the tomato. Then I add a good pinch of chopped fresh parsley and an even better pinch of red chili flakes. Now for some olive oil, some white vinegar and some salt. Mix it all up and transfer to the serving bowl. I'll make myself a snack with fresh bread, some yellow mustard, which is always nice to have with sausages, and that thing I just made. Following this technique will have everyone wanting a juicy sausage. As you're watching me eat, I'll list the 5 mistakes you may be running into when it comes to searing. Number 1, too much exterior moisture. Number 2, cold pan. Number 3, too much oil. Number 4, impatience. Resting your meat after cooking is unrelated to searing, but it's essential to give you a more tender and juicy result. By the way, you should never throw this fat down your drain, as it will eventually clog your pipes. Always remove it with a paper towel and throw that in the trash. Then you can wash the pan. But anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see each other in the next video. Bye.